Hello and welcome back to another episode of Reach Your Happy with Laura. I am Laura, a Reiki coach, and I would love to talk to you today about being in a problem and when you want to get the fuck out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're really struggling with your relationship. You're really struggling with the suffering in the world. You're really struggling in some form or another, and you want to get out of it. How do we do it? How do we get out of our own way? How do we get out of our struggle? How do we get out of our suffering? There's many answers to this, so I'm going to hit a few topics here. And one of them being that a lot of times when we're finding ourselves in a place of suffering, it's actually not about getting out of it, but trusting that being in it is exactly where we need to be. The insecurity you're feeling, the fear, the confusion, that feeling of being lost and unsure is precisely where you need to be right now. And so, like winter comes and it goes here in New England, this season of suffering and discomfort is here for you, but it will go. And so the key thing is, when you are suffering, is we can call it what it is. You can acknowledge, I am suffering right now. This is hard. Life feels hard. I wish I could see what's down the pipeline, and I can't, and that's hard for me. Even just admitting something is hard somehow makes it a little bit easier. I do this like with exercises. One of my least favorite things is squatting and burpees. And those are two of the exercises I am trying to do more of, because I can acknowledge that they're hard. That a squat is my whole body going down and my whole body going up. Never mind holding a weight on my back doing it. Burpee, same thing. Whole body going up, whole body going down. So when I tell myself, come on, Laura, like, come on, this should be easier. And it really shouldn't be easy. It's a hard movement, especially because I do progressive overload, which means adding weight on over time onto my squats. It's always going to be hard for me. So just acknowledging that it's not supposed to feel easy. It's supposed to be hard. When we're going through something really hard in life, it's supposed to be hard. When we're dealing with grief, it's supposed to feel hard. When we're going through a tumultuous time with our lover, with our friend, with our sister, with our coach, it's supposed to be hard. And accepting that part of life, that we go through seasons where, oh, how lovely was that? That was so easy. Remember when things were simple? Really relishing in those times, because life continues to push us to the next level. And with every next level comes new challenges and new periods of having a hard time. And by accepting that there's not something wrong with me because I'm having a hard time, but instead accepting that this is human nature, that this is just part of the game, that there's nothing inherently wrong with me for having a hard time. I am simply human. When you do something new for the first time, insecurity is there, right? We want to know how to do it before we've ever done it. I remember the first time I ever did Reiki during my training, and I was sweating bullets, because I wanted to know how to do it before I even put my two hands together and began a healing. But we can't know how to do something until we start trying to do it. And even then, we often have this expectation that we should know, that we should just be good at something, even though it's the first time we've ever done it. But what if you shift the mindset a little bit, the narrative a little bit, that this is my first time and I have full permission to suck at this. I have full permission to feel insecure all the way through. I have full permission to go about this in whatever messy way I gotta go about it right now, because it's my first time. And just like learning to walk, I have grace for that. I have kindness for that, for your child learning to walk. There was never an expectation. You should know how to run, get on that bicycle, go ahead. But we reach a certain point in life, or maybe it's like when you become an adult, there's this expectation in our own minds. Well, adults know how to do stuff. I see my nieces and nephews do things on a computer, on a laptop, on a, can't even think of the word, an iPad, that I'm like, how the heck do you do that? My niece will send me some cool image or whatever. I'm like, oh, can you show me how to do that next time I'm with you? When you start to be okay not knowing and being the student, the world gets so much broader. When you are at 25 years of marriage and you're wondering, how do we spice this up? Or 10 years or 2 years, whatever level you're at. You've never been at that phase before. How can we expect ourselves to know what to do when we haven't been here before? It's really unfair. So letting yourself be a beginner, let yourself fail until you succeed. That is how I got to where I am today. I have provided many Reiki sessions, life coaching sessions, where I'm like, I don't know what I just did for that person. That didn't feel good to me. That felt really hard. Felt like I was pulling teeth. The conversation wasn't flowing. Like, yikes. Years of that. But I trusted my calling. I trusted that this still felt so good with some people, not everybody. So I'm going to keep going. And I kept going. And now I'm at the point, I don't care who walks through my door. I don't care who books a session. I know I'm going to navigate it to the best of my ability, because some clients are just challenging. Some conversations, whether it's death, suicide, overdose, loss, miscarriages, whatever, cancer, whatever it is, I know how to navigate it because I trust myself. Not because I've been there before. And that's the deeper thing here going on. Trust yourself. Trust what's being presented in your life is here for you, not to challenge you in a way to make you feel small or not good enough. Challenges arise to help you evolve past the point that you've been before. And I feel such a strong energy coming through here. I think there's such a need for us to remember, no matter if you're 18 and you're listening to this, or you're 82 and you're listening to this. I think this applies to all humans. That you don't need to know how to be an expert in something you've never done before. I remember the first martial arts class I ever went to. I was mad at myself that I didn't know how to punch better, and that I was jamming up my wrist and my traps hurt, and I was like, it's hard to hold pads for somebody else, and it was just so hard. Now I'm, I think, 6 years into it, and you know what? It's still hard. Fighting is just hard. So that's true too, right? Some stuff never gets easier. You just get better. And it's funny, as you get better, the challenge grows. So is life, my friends. So whatever you find yourself struggling with, whatever your tough spot is right now, just ask yourself, do I have a really high expectation that I should just know what to do here when I've never been here before? And if that's so, does admitting that this feels hard right now, is that helpful? And then by admitting that, if that's true for you, then it's like, okay, what's the next logical step? Do you need help? Can you get yourself out of this hole? Possibly. Or do you need outside support? Possibly. And knowing that no one person, not me, not the therapist, no one person is going to be the answer for all your problems. It is just a stepping stone. I don't have the expectation when someone comes to me on my table that I'm going to solve all their problems forevermore. I'm simply assisting people from where they are to get to the next place, and hopefully guiding them to some level of clarity. and reconnecting them to their confidence, to a more empowered state so they can make choices that are aligned with them and what they're really wanting. But in no session, in no way do I think I need to solve all now. Because there is an eternalness to all of us. There's an eternal thing that we're going to be trying to be figuring out, to try to be solving. And that's what really allows life to continue to call us forward. Because without challenges, without our desire to evolve, we just sort of start to quiet down and fall away. Think about an older person passing away. It's like there's not much desire left. There's not willingness to change. There's like, there's not much more there for me. I don't want to do this anymore. And so life as they know it starts to dissolve. Whoa, we went there. And in the different seasons of our life, sometimes it's just easier to be joyful than other times. Sometimes it's really hard and you have to get real specific, like the sun came up, it warmed our planet. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Other times you're like, I love my body, I love my husband, I love this food. Oh, I love the smell of the air, I love the breeze, I love that ladybug flying by, I love the color of that car. And you just feel like everything is beautiful. Really embrace those times because they are so precious, aren't they? Or even just a moment with a special person, or a video that just lights you up and reminds you that it's gonna be okay, you know? Savoring these things, not holding, but savoring it a little bit longer. Like that precious cup of coffee. Oh, so good. And as much as we want to get to the next point, we want to be from beginner to master. Truly, I believe, maybe this rings true for you too, that the juiciness of life, the wonder of life, the true essence of life is not from going to beginner to master. It is the space between. It is who you become on your way to that master of whatever that domain may be. It's who you evolve into, what you let go of, what you figure out about yourself and the world and others around you. It's your discovery. It's the hunt. It's the following the treasure map. And part of the fun is, oh yeah, the treasure. But isn't it the excitement of feeling closer to that goal? Isn't that part of it? And so maybe assessing, like, where am I on this treasure hunt? Can I like almost taste the treasure? Or am I just beginning on this treasure map? Should I just slow down my pace a little bit and enjoy the scenery and trust that the little treats along the trail, a little arrow this way and arrow that way, is going to continue to guide me? And right now, there is no treasure in sight. So I must be in some part of the process where I'm still learning, and I'm still learning really to navigate my path. Well, that was fun. Thank you for tuning in. I have two announcements. One is I have a group healing this Thursday, 11/3/2022 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is for any and everyone that wants to join, 15 years old and up. If you'd like to join that, I'll put the information below if you'd like to join that. And then another announcement is that me and a friend of mine, a fellow Reiki master, are going to be hosting an event on 11/16/2022. It's an in-person thing at a crystal mine in Westboro, where we're going to be holding space, having some conversation, some discussion. And the idea is bringing things that you are carrying with you and asking for the help, the support that you need. So if you'd like to join us, I will also put that information below on how to sign up. Thank you for tuning in. I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.